So what we always made sure that we did is that we hired, seriously?
What would you say to someone who's growing their real estate business for the first time?
Be careful who you listen to. And what I mean by that is that so many of the people who are giving advice right now are people who were successful in the past, yes, but who built their businesses in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s in a completely different world. So, you know, the brokers and the people who are telling you that the only way to do it is to cold call and door knock and flyer and billboard, those are all people who built their businesses and built, you know, maybe really successful businesses in a very different time. And a lot of the time in a time before the internet, right? So I'm going to date myself here, but when I first got my license, I got this big gray pager. I was so proud of it. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And now if I pulled out like a giant gray pager, you'd be like, who is this woman, right? We all have computers in our pockets. We're constantly on the internet, and that's just not how things are done anymore. So I think it's really, really important that we look at the time that we live in, how people consume information. And, you know, like, I've even heard brokers tell their agents social media doesn't work. And I'm like, seriously? Where do you think the majority of people are spending all of their free time, right? It's not that it doesn't work, it's that they don't know how to use it, and therefore they're poo-pooing on something that they can't help you with. So I also think that really thinking about what kind of a business you want to have in the future, and not just chasing the next deal. Most agents are constantly just looking for that next deal, and so then you're always in this perpetual search mode, chase mode. And if you want to have a business where people are coming to you and you have unlimited scalability and you have freedom and you have all of this, like, so we always talk about the trifecta of why people get into real estate, right? Unlimited income, freedom to set your own schedule, and being able to help people. Most agents actually don't have the first two. And if you want to have the first two, you have to be intentional about how you build your business right from the beginning. Well, I mean, nothing goes to plan. We started the business, just Eve and I, and it was a lot of work. Almost immediately though. So our very first person that we hired was Ashley, who is actually now our COO. So she was the very first hire, and we changed models a couple times. Right? Like, you know, just like anything else, it is trial and error. And we've, you know, there was a period of time where the Listings Lab was more expensive than it is now. And we figured out how to make things more efficient on our end. And then we passed those savings on to the members so that we were, you know, we were able to be attractive, I guess, to more people. So yeah, I mean, just like anything else, there was definitely stuff that shifted and changed. The entire business model, actually, about a year in, was completely updated. It's always changing. You know, we're always making things better. And I think that that's the fun part of it, is that, you know, there's no business that you get to a certain level and then you're done, right? I think that owning a business is being in love with problem solving and the puzzle. And as you grow, you have different things that come up, different problems, different things to solve for, and that becomes the fun part. So the expansion of the Listings Lab was done really carefully and very strategically. So the one thing that was the most important thing to us was that the members never felt the growth. I've been in programs and I've had coaches that I have felt like I was a victim of their scaling. And I really wanted to make sure that our members didn't feel that way. So what we always made sure that we did is that we hired and we created the systems to handle a lot more people before we enrolled those people. So that was also always something that we were really careful about, is that we were making space before we needed space. And so I think that it allowed us to continue to grow without service ever becoming an issue, and without any of our members ever feeling like they weren't a priority to us.